courts are starting to side with the Second Amendment at a very, very surprising rate. I'll tell you about the next one here on Guns and Gadgets. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. 44 degrees out here in south central Massachusetts. Winter is coming. Back in 2019, I covered an ordinance that the city of Los Angeles put into play, in which it specifically stopped any contractors that seek to do business with the city from obtaining contracts if they had any ties to the National Rifle Association. Now, that ordinance was the number 186000, took effect April 1st of 2019, and like I said, it explicitly stated that it was intended to prevent the city from doing business with anyone who had ties to the NRA. In fact, the quotes from that ordinance were, quote, "The city of Los Angeles has enacted ordinances and adopted positions that promote gun safety and sensible gun ownership. The city's residents deserve to know if the city's public funds are spent on contractors that have contractual or sponsorship ties with the NRA. Public funds provided to such contractors undermines the city's efforts to legislate and promote gun safety." Immediately, the NRA filed suit. I covered this back in 2019 in April, and they were suing, saying that this is actually a violation of the First Amendment. Now, federal judge Stephen Wilson struck down that ordinance, and during the decision, his opinion, he said, in this case, the text of the ordinance's legislative history and the concurrent public statements made by the ordinance's primary legislative sponsor evince a strong intent to suppress the speech of the NRA. Even though the ordinance only focuses disclosure of activity that may not be expressive, the clear purpose of the disclosure is to undermine the NRA's explicitly political speech. Now, during this whole thing, the city of Los Angeles, their attorneys, and the city attorney and the mayor, and they were defending this, and they were saying that the NRA still has their First Amendment. We just don't want our monies to go to anybody associated with them. Well, luckily the judge saw through that. Judge Wilson said this: "The city adopted the ordinance because of a disagreement with the message of the NRA and with explicit intent to suppress that message. The ordinance should therefore be considered a content-based regulation of speech." The city then agreed after this in February to rescind and repeal that ordinance and to stop enforcement of it. And just the other day, the judge ordered the city of Los Angeles to pay the NRA's legal fees that total just under $150,000. So what's the thing that I want everybody to take out of this? The fact that President Trump has appointed over 300 federal judges in multiple levels of the nation's legal hierarchy is starting to pay dividends. We're seeing decisions go in our favor in the Ninth Circuit. That's the California area that has forever been the most liberal court in the land. We're seeing judges, in my opinion, finally have the gall to do their job and not worry about the pushback from the left. And that is a very, very nice thing. It's only going to continue, especially if President Trump is reelected for 4 more years. This is going to be good to have this many judges focused on the Constitution, willing to do their job and not worry about ramifications from the left, is the way it's supposed to be. So hopefully this trend will continue, and we'll come back to center a little bit, because this country, the pendulum has swung way left, and we need it to come back to center. So some good news: the NRA won a lawsuit against the city of Los Angeles. Now, it's important to note that this similar type ordinance, San Francisco was trying it as well. The NRA launched a suit, and the city of San Francisco stopped it. However, the state of New York is doing something similar as well. What they're doing is Governor Cuomo has influenced the banks to stop doing business with anything related to the NRA, and that has cost the NRA dearly in New York. As you know, they're being sued by the AG of New York and of Washington, D.C., and their goal is to sue the NRA out of existence, sort of like they did with Remington. So that part of the equation remains to be seen. But again, more federal judges that are Constitution-centric is a very, very nice thing. Thank you all. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. This is where you're going to find news on the Second Amendment. And if you would like to help support the channel, there are links down below for Patreon and PayPal. Also, the stores where I sell my shirts are down below as well. And don't forget to check out the sponsors, whether you want some awesome coffee from Blackout Coffee, some guns from Big Daddy Unlimited, or if you carry a weapon, then you might want to look into the USCCA, where you can ensure that you have legal coverage that you will need. So until we see each other again, thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Be safe, stay vigilant, carry a weapon, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everybody.